Oh, hello again, everybody. I just thought I'd add a little footnote to my other little talk, and this would probably be more directed at Christian people. And if I asked the question at church this morning, do you know what plagiarism is? It's when you take somebody else's homework, if you like, their sermon, their message, their talk, and then you sort of somehow make it your own. Well, I'm guilty of that this morning in a way, or this afternoon I should say, in a way, and that is because I'm taking a message that I heard on YouTube by Dr. Marcum, M-A-R-C-U-M. He's an American medical doctor, a practitioner, and he has a YouTube site called Biblical Prescriptions for Life. And he had this one on the 20th of November, and I'm just going to give you, in a few moments, the key points of what he was saying. And I'm quoting him, so it's really his message. He asked the question, or made the statement, if I were in charge of the pandemic, that's a question that he was asking, if I were in charge of the pandemic. And then he gave a Bible verse. He quoted the Bible verse, Proverbs 11, verse 2, which says, when pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble comes wisdom. I'll do it again. When pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble comes wisdom. And boy, don't we need wisdom in the world today. And he gave 7 points if he was in charge of the pandemic, what he would do as a Christian. And he said, number 1, he said, I would pray. I would take it to God and pray about it. I would hand it over to God in prayer and ask for wisdom and how I should then take the next step. Number 2, he said he would look at history. He would look back over his shoulder at history and what have the lessons been learnt from history. That's good sense. Number 3, consensus. He would get both sides. He would bring all the people together and he would talk with them and get a consensus on what the best step forward should be. That makes sense to me. Number 4, he would look at all the sciences, and as a part of that, he would look at who would benefit from what is happening, what is their bias, what is their angle on it, and also he would look at who will gain from it. And obviously, I'm adding this myself now, that it's often been said over this money that's involved in COVID vaccine, follow the money. Number 5, he said, he would look at all the tools available, not just some, not just 1 or 2, but he would look at all the tools available, all the treatments, and all the common sense alternatives. Good to thinking. Number 6, he would learn to be humble, and as being humble, he saw also being honest. He would be honest to the point and express his humility by saying, when I was wrong, I will own up. When I made a mistake, he would apologize. Be humble. Number 7, I would give hope. Hope is something that sustains us, and hope is a forward-looking virtue. And so he would give hope. There is always hope, and he would share that as a part of his being in charge of the pandemic. Okay, that's it. Simple, isn't it? Just 7 little thoughts that he would have in dealing with the pandemic as a Christian and I could say amen to that. If you're a Christian, would you like to say amen to that as well? Amen. Good one. Thank you. That's all.